It's Wonderful Wednesday, December 16th, and welcome to the reading of the Mansfield News Journal. We begin our reading with the area deaths. Martin Altman, known as Marty, age 71 of Butler, passed away Thursday, December 10th in Ohio Health Mansfield Hospital following a 6-week illness. Friends may call Saturday, December 19th from 1 to 2 in the Belleville Snyder Funeral Home, where a memorial service will follow at 2 p.m. Friends unable to attend may watch the service on the Belleville Snyder Funeral Home Facebook page. Karen Vance Coney passed away December 4th. Family and friends may visit from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Thursday, December 17th at the Diamond Street home of the Wapner Funeral Directors. A private celebration of life will be held for family and friends. Betty L. Griffith passed away Thursday, December 10th at Willowbrook Christian Home, where she has resided for the past several years. Due to the health crisis, no viewing or service will take place at this time. Danny Lee Coppert, known as Dano, 71, of Mansfield, passed into the arms of his loving Savior at home Saturday, December 12th, from idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis with complications from COVID-19. His family will receive friends Thursday, December 17th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Marion Avenue Snyder Funeral Home, where visitation will continue Friday from 11 to 1. Funeral services will begin at 1 p.m. And that concludes the reading of the area deaths for today. And we now begin with our first article. Hospital adjust to the surge in cases of COVID-19 by Monroe Trombley. With December holidays approaching, an increasing number of beds at Richland County's two major hospitals are being filled with COVID-19 patients, federal data show. The number of people in Richland County infected with the upper respiratory disease and seeking treatment has climbed steadily since November, according to the data released last week and updated Monday by the Department of Health and Human Services. For example, about 14% of patients at Ohio Health Mansfield Hospital had COVID-19 between October 30th and November 5th. Fast forward 4 weeks, and the hospital's share of COVID-19 patients has jumped from 14% to 32%. During the week ended December 10th, that figure held steady at 32%, even though COVID-19 hospitalizations at the hospital increased by nearly 14%, because the number of inpatient beds rose 11%. The data show that Richland County's largest employer has been operating near or above 95% capacity since October 16th, when considering the number of adult inpatient beds used overall. According to the data, Ohio Health Mansfield Hospital has about 221 beds, depending on the week. COVID-19 patients at Ohio Health Shelby Hospital that require hospitalizations are transferred to Mansfield. While we won't comment on specific statistics within our hospital, our health system, as they change from day to day, at times even hours to hour, we can say that we've seen a steady increase in COVID-19 patients over the past several weeks. Gavin Baumgardner, Vice President of Medical Affairs at Ohio Health Mansfield Hospital and Ohio Health Shelby Hospital, said in a statement, "Our team on the front lines, the men and women working hard each day to save lives, are doing an amazing job," Baumgardner added. "We are constantly in communication with the system to develop strategies for staffing, bed capacity, and equipment and supplies. We are confident in the plan in place to best care for our patients who need it when they need it." In addition, we are looking at ways to offer our team's resiliency options to help with the stress and emotional impact of taking care of very sick patients. Our overall goal is to always keep care local, but we do have levers in place to adjust based on patient capacity, availability of beds, and staffing, and can pull those levers when needed. Avita Ontario Hospital, while smaller with 26 beds, has a greater proportion of COVID-19 patients according to the data. Half to two-thirds of the hospital's beds have been occupied by COVID-19 patients since November 25th. During the week ended December 10th, the hospital's share of COVID-19 patients has dropped to 50%. The numbers fluctuate from day to day, but they have been consistently higher the past 3 weeks than in the weeks prior, says Jerry Marasco, CEO, President of Avita Health System, in a statement. With this influx of patients, we've implemented our surge plans and added more beds to better manage the needs in our community. Marasco added, "We're proud of our staff for going above and beyond to care for all of our patients. The community can help us and each other by wearing a mask, avoiding social gatherings, social distancing, and washing their hands." The data also show that about a third and sometimes more of each hospital's intensive care beds have been used for COVID-19 patients since the beginning of November. Meanwhile, cases continue to soar in Richland County, which has the fourth highest number of COVID-19 cases per capita in Ohio. As of Monday, Richland County had 5,785 confirmed and probable coronavirus cases, more than half of which were recorded in December alone. There were 92 people in Richland County hospitalized for the disease on Monday, another record high. The county's death toll from COVID-19 stands at 48, while 12 additional deaths have yet to be confirmed. That's 5 more deaths since December. Avita is expanding its antibody treatment to COVID-19 outpatients by Monroe Trombley. Avita Health System announced Monday it will open an outpatient clinic at Galion Hospital to offer monoclonal antibody treatment. Avita has offered monoclonal antibodies at emergency departments in Ontario, Galion, and Bucyrus for almost 1 month, according to Jerry Marasco, the health chain's CEO and president, and will now expand treatment to outpatients. The therapy was authorized for emergency use last month by the Food and Drug Administration. Monoclonal antibodies have been shown to reduce COVID-19 related hospitalization or emergency room visits in patients at high risk for disease progression within 28 days after treatment when compared to the placebo, Avita Health System said in a news release. The infusion process takes about an hour. Patients must have a doctor's order and meet specific criteria to qualify for treatment. Ohio Health last week also began offering monoclonal antibodies to outpatients. At Avita, we continue to focus on providing patients with a safe environment to receive medical care, says Marasco in a news release. We are dedicated to providing the most up-to-date care to our patients and making treatment available locally to the community. And now, up next, Reservoir Park will add 9 seasonal sites to the campground by Ellen Simmons. In New London, although camping season is several months away, Council took measures to add spaces at Reservoir Park upon the recommendation of Joe Thomas, the new park supervisor. Thomas was hired to replace Megan Sherland and began work on December 1st. He had been park supervisor for several years before his resignation in 2019. Council voted to add 9 seasonal sites to the campground and moved the season from April 16th to October 17th to April 30th to October 31st. Thomas announced the Eagles donated $1,500 for new picnic tables. Council approved 2 appropriation ordinances as well as a recommendation the police department start looking for officers to replace 2 who are now resigning. Administrator Sean Pickworth said bid requests for the wastewater treatment plant project will go out in January or February. Most Wanted, Violent Fugitive Task Force seeks 4 people. In Mansfield, the Richland County Division of the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force is looking for 4 people. Darian Hill, 21, is 5'9". 135 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He is wanted on a charge of improper handling of firearm in a motor vehicle, according to U.S. Marshals. Hill has ties to the Mansfield area. Alina Montgomery, 23, is 5'6", 155 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes, and is wanted on a charge of domestic violence. She has ties to the Mansfield area. Marcus Jones, 35, is 5'9", 150 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. He is wanted on a charge of domestic violence. He has ties to Mansfield. Starlet Batres, 43, is 5'4", 145 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. She is wanted on a charge of burglary and has ties to the Willard and Mansfield area. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of any of the fugitives is asked to call the Richland County Division of the Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force at 419-774-3565 or 866-4-WANTED. Text the keyword WANTED and send a tip to 847-411 or go to a link at usmarshals.gov/district/OH-N/fugitives. Reward money is available, but tipsters can remain anonymous. And now, a bicentennial ornament sales brisk by Jerry Goebel. Members of the Bucyrus Bicentennial Commission will be selling commemorative copper Christmas ornaments outside City Hall again this Saturday, unless they run out. Sales were brisk last weekend. The commission ordered 200 of the custom-made ornaments, which feature the event logo. Less than an hour into the sale on Saturday, the supply was down to about 50, said Kelly Patterson, the city's administrative assistant and commission chair. We've had a very good sale, she said. Everybody loves them. They're beautiful. One lady bought 15 ornaments, Commissioner member Randy Fisher said. This Saturday, commission members will offer drive-through sales of the ornament again from 10 a.m. till noon in the City Hall parking lot or until they run out. Each ornament is $20 and checks should be made out to Projects Inc. Bucyrus Bicentennial. People attending the sale should enter through the south parking lot and proceed through the alley exiting to the north. Patterson said the commission may order additional ornaments. Barrett adapts to cope with wrestling pause by Jake Furr. Madison senior Nate Barrett woke up Monday morning with one thing on his mind: get better today. He could be thinking about how his senior wrestling season is on pause for the foreseeable future and how as each day passes, it is one less day for him to compete on the mat. Or the projected state qualifier could think about how much as each minute passes and each meet gets postponed, that state meet gets further and further away. But he doesn't think about those things. He remains optimistic, no matter how difficult it might be to do so. Since this entire pandemic, I had to adopt a one day at a time mentality, Barrett said. I can practice today, I can get better today, and it is all about just waiting for that day where I can go and compete and wrestle. It's all about going into practice and knowing I might not be able to wrestle this weekend, but I am going to compete regardless at some point in time. And what I do today is going to help whether I compete tomorrow or next week or in 3 months. Take it one day at a time and control what you can control, which is your attitude and effort. The COVID-19 pandemic has already taken a lot away from Barrett, who was a 2020 state wrestling meet qualifier, but had the opportunity to compete in his first state meet taken away due to the pandemic. Going into his senior year, it would be expected that he think about qualifying again and finally running out of the tunnel at the Schottenstein Center on the campus of The Ohio State University as he hopes to finish on the podium. It would be expected He looked forward to the next meet so he can improve on his overall record and leave a lasting legacy at Madison High School. But he can't do that because he doesn't even know when the next time he can take to the mat will be, as Madison High School postponed all athletic events when Richland County went to purple in the Ohio Public Health Advisory System map 2 weeks ago. Obviously, I am looking forward to that state tournament, Barrett said. Right now, with the uncertainty, I am just looking at what is in front of me. We are supposed to be in Napoleon this week, so let's take today and this week and focus on getting better and doing what I need to do to get better and improve so I can compete at my best at Napoleon. Barrett and his Ram teammates are supposed to travel to Napoleon this weekend to compete in their first meet of the year. But if Richland County is still purple on Thursday, the odds of competing are slim to none. Still, Barrett wants to be ready if he and his teammates get the green light. But he admits it isn't just about being physically ready, as his preparation for the 2021 season has been flipped on its head. It is definitely not what I expected, Barrett said. Last week, we were supposed to have our first competition, and I was expected to prepare myself to wrestle and get ready to go. But obviously that didn't happen. I have to prepare myself differently now. Not only physically, but mentally more than ever. So Barrett takes a different approach. After his workouts, he heads home, closes his eyes, and envisions himself on the mat. So far in 2021, he is undefeated in matches he wrestles in his head, despite all of the twists and turns his mind puts him in during those imaginary matches. While he cannot physically compete, at least he can feed his competitive monster with his unique mental exercise. I do this a lot, Barrett said. I envision myself doing whatever spot I am competing in. I pretty much daydream about competing. I visually go through matches no matter if it's good, bad, or ugly. I am always thinking about wrestling. I think about what I have to do in certain situations so that I know if that situation happens in a match, I am mentally prepared for it. I have already gone through it a million times in my head. In his 160-pound weight class, Barrett went 30 for 4 last season, winning at an Ohio Cardinal Conference sectional and district championship to earn his state berth. So 2020-21 brought big expectations that he may never get to live up to, thanks to the pandemic. While athletics seem to be under attack during the pandemic, the most common justification out there is, it's just a game. It doesn't mean that much in the grand scheme of life. Wrong. For Barrett, playing high school athletics and specifically wrestling means so much more than just a game. It is such a big deal, Barrett said. For those who say it's just a game, it isn't. It isn't just a high school sport or a game. What we learn from high school sports prepares us for life. Wrestling is such a great example because it teaches discipline and hard work, and without it, we aren't learning these lessons. On the discipline side, we have to cut weight. You can't go home after practice when you're so hungry and chug a lot of water and eat everything in sight. I have to stay disciplined so I can make weight on Saturday morning. As far as hard work goes, in wrestling, you get out of it what you put into it. If you go to practice and go through the motions, you are just going to go through the motions in a match. If you bust your butt and work hard, you will have success in a match, and that is what wrestling teaches you. And those lessons will teach you to do that later in life with businesses, jobs, and families. Right now, Barrett and many athletes around the state and country are not experiencing those life lessons. They are stuck at home wondering when or if they will get the chance to compete again, wondering if they will get the chance to suit up with their teammates and make lifelong memories, all while learning lessons that will make them better human beings in the future. They are stuck playing the mind game that may be doing more harm than good. But for Barrett, it's all about waking up each and every morning with the same thought: get better today. The Candy Cane Hike offers poems and fun for all ages. In Crestline, a meandering trail that blends holiday prose with the great outdoors, is open to the public from now until December 27th at the Lowell Volk Nature Center. The Candy Cane Hike was designed for families of school-age children, but is fun for adults as well, according to Lisa Bogard, a naturalist for the Crawford Park District. We wanted to keep it up a longer time so that families would have several opportunities to come out, Bogart said. Monthly hikes are a common occurrence at the Nature Center. There are often themes designed to make exercising more fun. The Candy Cane Hike is guided by a series of large candy canes that mark the way through the Nature Center's property. It's not on our main trail, it's on one of our side trails, Bogart said. It goes through our white pines, so it's a little more quiet, not as busy. One of the candy canes on Lowell Volk Nature Center's Candy Cane Hike, the Jason J. Malia Telegraph Forum lines of a poem are written on each candy cane. Younger children can enjoy trying to sound out the words as they hike. By the end of the hike, they will have read the entire poem. There are 12 candy canes that the poem is broken up on, Bogart said. The hike takes about 10 minutes to complete. It's not too long, Bogart said. It may be a quarter of a mile if they do the complete loop. They are welcome to go at their own pace. Anyone who completes the hike between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday will receive a special prize afterwards if they visit the park office. Music and Laughter Christmas Program live streaming at Ohio Theater by Jim Brewer. We are not going to let a global pandemic stop us from having our annual Music and Laughter at the Ohio Theater Christmas Extravaganza. So declared Loudonville's Ohio Theater Director Sally Hollenbach in announcing the show will go on, with a few changes. Titled A Hometown Christmas COVID Style, it will be live streamed on Friday, December 18th at 7 p.m., Saturday, December 19th at 7, and Sunday, December 20th at 2 p.m. You never know what might happen at one of our Music and Laughter events, Hollenbach said. It will include a lot of great dancers, music, special guests, and hilarious skits by our Music and Laughter troupe. We'll also share some very special moments as we celebrate Christmas during this very strange 2020 year. Among the special performers will be the Love Days, Shining Star Dancers, McMullen Assisted Care, a throwback moment with the Ohio Theater's Children Chorus, Rachel Arnold, Tracy Cooper, Grant, Sally, Gwyneth, and Schuler Hollenbach, Rachel Kelly, Tyler McQueen, Herman the Puppet by puppeteer Cameron McQueen, Dennis and Deanna Morgan, April Sprung, Mayor Steve Strickland, and many more. Each show will be different, so guests are encouraged to attend both events. The Music and Laughter show all will be live streamed so you can watch events from the safety of your home. An email will be sent to all ticket holders an hour before the show with a special link that will take you to the live stream page. To purchase tickets, visit www.theohiotheater.com and click on the Music and Laughter Christmas Extravaganza picture on the home page, or call the Ohio Theater box office at 419-994-3750. Live stream tickets are $10 for an individual or $25 for a family. The same weekend, the Ohio Theater will play the Christmas fan favorite movie, Elf. The movie is being made possible by Casey's Rental of Loudonville. Elf will show on December 18th and 19th at 7 p.m. and December 20th at 2 p.m. with regular movie prices of $6 for adults, $5 for seniors and military, $4 for students and kids ages 3 to 18. Children 2 years and younger are admitted for free. Space is limited at the theater. I think it is wonderful that we can run two events the same weekend, Hollenbeck said. She said the theater is doing everything possible to keep patrons, workers, and performers safe. If you have questions on safety procedures, visit the social distancing policy on the theater website. For more information, call Ohio Theater or visit its website. Next scheduled concert at Ohio Theater is Mad River on Saturday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. And now it's time for police calls. In Speedway, 1321 Park Avenue West, an employee told officers a man walked into the business and pulled out his penis. The employee said they have a video of the incident, which occurred at 3:48 a.m. Sunday. The 1000 block of Erie Street, a 94-year-old man was found deceased outside on Sunday. His body was released to a funeral home. 200 block of Klein Avenue, a woman reported a man texting a family member saying if he caught a disease from the victim, they will be reading the victim's obituary. Jameson Well Drilling at 225 Central Avenue. An employee said unknown culprits stole a battery from a work truck. On the 400 block of West 6th Street, a woman told officers a man threw her property to the floor, breaking it. On Roland Avenue, officers were dispatched to a residence in reference to a well-being check on a juvenile by his mother. A 25-year-old man who has a felony nationwide extradition warrant attempted to flee from officers and entered a neighboring residence. Forced entry was made, and after a short struggle, the man was taken to a hospital for treatment and then jailed on charges of endangering children, obstructing official business, and resisting arrest. He remains at the jail pending service of his warrant from Cuyahoga County. He was also charged with burglary. 100 block of Park Avenue West, officers were dispatched to a location in reference to a man down. The 29-year-old man appeared to be in a medical distress and was taken to a hospital. 400 block of East Cook Road, a man and an unknown man came to a woman's door demanding to speak with her boyfriend. She said she refused to allow them in, and they threatened to harm her. The suspect sent the woman a Snapchat of a black handgun with a clear extended magazine in the center console of his car. Officers could not locate the newer white sedan. 200 block of Westwood Avenue, a woman told officers a man she knows was sitting in a vehicle when he came running in a residence to say someone pulled up beside the vehicle and shot at him multiple times. Photographs were taken of the damaged vehicle. About an hour later, officers were again dispatched to the same address in reference to shots being fired. Officers found 6 casings in front of the location. Foundations for Living, 1451 Ohio 39 South. 3 teen girls were each issued a summons on a charge of assault for punching an employee in the head after he tried to break up a fight. 100 block of Wood Street, a man was issued 3 summonses on charges of misconduct at an emergency, drunkenness, and possession of drugs, marijuana, after he came out of his apartment in his underwear and began yelling at firefighters and rescue personnel who were responding to a medical call. The suspect was taken to jail. The 500 block of South Main Street, officers were dispatched to an address in reference to a woman breaking out windows at a residence. Officers could not locate the woman. Foundations for Living, 1451 Ohio 39 South. An employee said a female was attacked and assaulted at 1:09 a.m. Monday. The victim said the suspect hit her in the head with a mop stick and then knocked her over and dragged her out of her room by her hair. The victim said the suspect then jumped on her chest and kicked her. A summons on a charge of assault was left for the suspect in lieu of the arrest. 300 block of Greenlee Road, a 49-year-old woman who was intoxicated fell in the kitchen and was unresponsive. Mansfield Fire and Rescue personnel took her to the hospital. She was served a summons on a charge of drunkenness and left in the care of the hospital staff. Well, friends, that concludes the reading of the Mansfield News Journal for Wednesday, December 16th. My name is Pam. Thank you for inviting me into your home today. Please stay safe, be blessed, and make it a great day.